Three, two, one. All right. Welcome back to another episode of Smoke and Mirrors. This is episode 103, and we've scoured the web to bring you all of the entertainment news for this week. How we living there, fellas?
Yeah, good. Good, big dog. How's his living?
Did
Good
you?
man.
Ah, there we go. You didn't freeze. Ugh, that's good.
How you
All
going?
right. So, talks being started with the whole, who's going to take over the role of Bond. And just recently, Barbara Broccoli came out and she was talking about, like, yeah, it's great to get the role, but what they actually need is commitment to the role, right? So, commitment in the form of you're not going to basically do anything else for the next 12 years. And, like, that's what most people struggle with, right? Is the fact that, yeah, we do want to be Bond, but we can't commit for 10 to 12 years, as well as she wants this new Bond actor to have a heavy hand, just like Craig did
Mm.
throughout his series. So it's interesting to see. I almost thought that like Boyega was going to get it because he's doing like all of these tiny sort of roles,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And
yeah,
he hasn't been cast in something massive just yet besides Star Wars, which he did at the start of his career.
yeah.
Hmm.
There's also what's his face. Riz Ahmed could do it if he wanted to.
hmm
He's English. God, what's his name in the Green Knight?
Dev Patel.
Dev Patel is up there. Henry Golding is up there.
That's my
Like,
pick.
yeah, there's a whole lot of guys that could do it. That just you don't see them signing on right now to massive projects
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or
Man,
something
I
that. Go on.
I I think they could do it shorter. You know what I mean? Like because Craig, when he signed on, his trajectory was going up.
Mm,
Now he did all
Yeah.
these massive pictures along with Bond.
yeah.
Like it was hard for him to balance both of it,
Mm.
and he was getting older.
Yeah. True.
He's not that old. He doesn't look that old. He looks younger in Knives Out than he does in bloody what's his face
Yeah, he does.
in the last Bond. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, but just going off the interviews that he did, you know, when he was saying shit like, I would rather stab myself in the face or shoot myself in the face than do another Bond. And that was on Spectre.
Mm,
And then coming back for No Time to Die,
yeah,
uh, that was him like like really coming to terms with it and wanting to close it out.
yeah. He is Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to accept the fact that he is Bond.
yeah,
But I like that approach that they're going for. Like, this it isn't just a role that you're going to be playing. Like, it's
yeah,
not
Yeah.
something that okay you do every 2 years.
mm,
You need to have your say and input and all that sort of stuff in this character.
yeah,
We are building it essentially what it sounds like they are building from scratch.
yeah, yeah. I really want to see something closer to Connery's Bond, like a classier Bond. Like
I,
we've gotten the Bourne-esque Bond with Craig,
yeah,
and
I
that was like gritty and rugged, and But give me something that has that
I
almost
want
Casino
the
Royale
yeah,
aesthetic.
yeah. The casino pieces in Casino Royale was so Bond, like old
Yeah,
school Bond. I
Hmm.
almost want them to sort of like, take it back to the 60s
yeah,
and just be like, this is a Bond adventure set in the 60s and this is how we're doing it
hmm
for this series of Bond.
yeah. Set it in like fucking East Berlin, the fall of the wall or some shit
Oh
like
man.
that. But then I guess Atomic Blonde did that.
Mm.
I think Bond would thrive in that era,
Of
Cold War
course.
era. I mean,
Of
that's
Yeah.
course.
that's kind of what Bond was built for.
You've
Yeah.
got just the overall threat of nuclear war, you know what I
Mm,
mean, back then, and especially now with what's going on with the Ukraine and Russia, it sort of parries that but in the past.
mm,
You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah,
it's a really good, you know, You'd have a heavy influence with Felix Leiter as well,
Mm.
being in the
Mm.
CIA and taking care of all of that stuff. So he could have a bigger role in that stuff, which he's supposed to in the books.
Mm.
Felix is a massive player. Like he's always with Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
Mm.
yeah. We'll see how they go. I don't. They.
Wouldn't
I
mind.
already know they're not going to go woman. Like we
No,
know that's not a thing.
no.
Yeah.
Bond's got to be
Like,
Bond. Like the
sure.
classic Bond.
Yeah.
Create
Yeah.
something else though.
Yeah.
Like they already tried it with the fucking 355 and no one showed up.
It wasn't executed properly.
Yeah. Do you reckon they would take that like dual period piece Bond though?
If they did, it'd have all of them would have to be there. So I mean, you do a period piece Bond. It's not just one $200 million movie. It's four or five set in that world, and
Mm.
things start
Yeah.
getting expensive and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You can't then with a period Bond cast a Bond of color either because of
Mm.
the what's his face. He wouldn't have been able to get to the rank of Commander Bond and yeah
Yeah.
in the army. So you sort of pigeonhole yourself there.
Yeah.
True.
True.
But that era has always been central to the character.
Yep.
Even in modern times, like Bond will always pull out the old whip
Yep.
from the 60s, 70s.
Mm.
True. I guess that was their ode to the fucking past though, considering it was in always in present times.
Yeah.
At the same time, I wonder if we'll ever get like another feel for Bond like we did with Skyfall, because Skyfall was fucking almost the fucking the tippy top of Bond activity. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah. That probably had like the best balance of old and new Bond.
Yeah,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
the action was perfect in there too.
Mm.
Yeah. Mendez.
Oh, fucking with the deeks on the fucking on the mic too.
On the ones
Excellent.
and twos.
Pickle in the ivories. Fucking hell.
All right. So Final Destination 6 has finally found its directors. So after a search of more than 200 potential helmers for the next chapter in the John Watts produced franchise or episode of this franchise. So we're going to get Zach Lipovsky and Adam B. Stein to direct. So they directed the movie Freaks from 2018 with what's that guy's name from Speed Racer? Emil Hirsch.
Emil Hirsch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's nothing known about what this next episode or this next movie is going to be. It is going to be exactly like every other film has been, in that something happens, they cheat death, they warn other people, they get out alive from there, but then death starts taking them one by one.
You have to. Like that's the blueprint, man.
Yeah. I would have loved to have seen a return to Final Destination 1, but then they killed that character off screen. Devon Sawa's character.
Allegedly. My final destination was always going to be that Devon Sawa was always alive. And he faked his death.
You found a way to cheat death again.
Yeah.
That'd be fire.
See
That'd
that?
be cool if they did that, and then it was exploring how he found the loophole.
Yeah.
True.
And then at the end, they're just bowing to him on the island or some shit. Teach me your ways.
Can you imagine the end of this Final Destination 6 comes through and you find out death is Devon Sawa?
Oh shit!
Like
The
to cheat
original
death, he had
mastermind.
to become death. You know what I mean? Like imagine if they went into that bullshit.
Face
Like,
death.
You could do it. In theory, if he was smart enough, he would just get a medical friend to, inject him with that stuff that lowers your heart rate down and render himself dead. Death passes over him and then they they reanimate him.
Hear me out on this one though.
Nobody's done that.
What?
yet.
True,
No, not
actually.
yet.
What
no one
if-
in the franchise yet.
Yeah.
What if he pulled the Pierce Brosnan from Die Another Day and he just ninja focused his heart to stop for a period of time?
Fuck, I'd get so shitty if they did that. And Death just like couldn't find him. They had like the POV shot, and Death's looking for him like the fucking predator.
But yeah,
Fucking hell.
some interesting stuff you could do with that franchise. Stuff that
Yeah.
hasn't been done yet.
Bro.
But I suppose it's weird because it goes all the way back in 5.
Yeah, does it?
Yeah. You guys watch Final Destination 5?
Nah, not yet.
So it
I've only
goes
ever watched up to 3.
it goes all the way back. So the last guy in Final Destination 5, he basically is in the plane, flight 808 or whatever it is, 408 or whatever it is.
Oh,
Oh,
That's how
shit.
he gets got. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
fuck.
That was the best thing about that movie.
Shit.
I just ruined it for y'all.
But, like,
Spoilers.
that's crazy because it means that there have been Final Destinations pre-Final Destination.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what if you did a period piece again?
That's it.
Do something in the 80s. Like maybe
What if?
Devon Sawa's father.
Maybe.
What if? Now this one's going to be crazy for y'all. What if they make pre-Final Destination, and it's the story of Ethan Hawke's character getting involved into the Final Destination movies?
That's why he keeps looping time like that to
Yeah.
death.
Random's just fucking himself to death.
Oh fuck.
I can't wait for it, man.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like these movies though. They're always very very original with their kills.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
I think I've got to watch 5. That's the only one that I've got to watch.
yeah. I went through a phase I think last year where I just like, no, I'm gonna watch the first one. All right, cool. I'm gonna watch the second one now. Third one, and then I think I got to 4 and 5, and I had to wait until Netflix had 4 or 5 or
Yeah.
one of the streaming services.
Was 4 the Final Destination? That was the one with the NASCAR, yeah? At the start? Was that
Maybe.
4?
Maybe.
I think so. And the car wash where she gets stuck in the sunroof and then the
Yeah.
He also
'Cause I'm trying-
there's that other kill where that O's like, he's got a lucky coin and then it goes into the water in the pool. And then he's like, he gets stuck on that pool drain because the pool drain's like sucking out and you like
True.
Jesus.
Fuck.
That's what I mean. Like the what's this? The kills are really like, interesting
Yeah.
and different.
There was some in 3 where you're just like the chick tripping into that shelf in the warehouse store in the American Bunnings and the nail gun just goes off. But it looked cool. Yeah. And it was just the board with the nails. Just fucking gets wrecked.
yeah, that
wrecked,
goes to
mate.
it goes to a high and everything in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like slowed down.
Ugh.
Jesus.
Shit. All right. But moving on. So Sandman came out last month. It feels like it came out fucking ages ago. And people, yeah, August 5th. How crazy is that? So people have been wondering because there was no word of like a season 2 or Sandman showing up at all at the Netflix Tudum event that's happening. And so people took to the streets of Twitter and started hounding Neil Gaiman about it.
Jesus.
They're like, hey, is a season 2 going to happen? Neil Gaiman finally just broke the silence and he was like, look, Sandman season 1 came out August 5th. Now, data for the views and all that only came out recently. Not a lot of people were binge watching it. Some were actually watching episode by episode, letting episodes sink in before getting into the next one. We have no idea on what's going to happen with it. We haven't heard anything just yet. So please stop hounding me about it.
When it's out, you fucks.
Yeah. So we don't know if like Gaiman's playing coy or anything like that, and like he has the info in the bag, or if he's literally just being like, "Look, back the fuck up. We don't know what's going on right now."
Yeah.
But like considering how like I enjoyed the shit out of Sandman, like I binged that, I did, and it was good. But fucking, we'll see what happens later on. You never know. There might be a fucking an announcement at Tudum last minute or some shit.
Mm.
Probably when they
Oh yeah,
confirm the bag.
Yeah,
tally up all the views.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've stuck around for Witcher, and that's been 18 months apart per season, which is like
yeah,
it's frustrating because you don't get it regularly. Pause, but you still turn up and watch it. So if a little bit of time goes by, they perfect it and they kind of keep rolling with it. I'm alright with
yeah,
that.
I
Gives
find
me
that
time to
we,
watch the fucking show.
yeah, it's true.
yeah,
I find that we get a better product.
Yeah, when
yeah,
the
Like
writers
that.
actually have time to finish,
Yeah.
Stranger Things did that very well.
Mm. Like I'm finding with the longer production time, we just get a better product.
Mm,
I mean, we
yeah,
seen that, we seen it in Top Gun.
mm,
We seen it. We're more than likely going to see it in Mission Impossible now as well.
yep.
Like it
sure.
just feels better. Like it almost feels like they do need to switch back to that old Hollywood style where it was like, now we're taking 2 years. Like
Yeah.
that's what we're doing.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know,
It's not a year and a bit. It's not 9 months like bloody what's his face, War of the Worlds. Like, nah, we're not doing that anymore.
yeah.
Just feels better.
Yeah.
It also builds anticipation as well.
yeah.
You have time to market properly.
Yeah.
Like if a movie,
If you,
if a movie's up and out in 9 months, like they only do marketing now in the last like 3-4 months.
Hmm.
if that, sometimes you just get a trailer like the fucking week before. Like we had that happen recently where it was like, hey, you got the trailer for Midnight Club and it's coming out next week.
Yeah.
That's Netflix, though. Netflix can afford to do that because on
Yeah,
their site they'll be marketing.
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, but like if they have like a string of shows where they do the 2 year like deal with them, I'd be happy.
Mm,
I'd be cool with that. Just give me like like they do a Call of Duty where it's like one in between.
yeah.
It's Modern Warfare, it's Black Ops, Modern Warfare, it's Black Ops.
Yeah.
If you do that, fucking it's consistent enough that you're just like, yeah, I'll stick around.
Hmm.
But then
That's
with,
not happening anymore, by the way.
yeah.
Under Xbox, yeah. We're like, we're going to a 2 year development cycle with Modern Warfare. Ah,
Thank
Better
fuck.
product.
Yeah.
so in the next year, you just release more maps and whatnot. Like, I don't know what's wrong with these guys.
Yeah.
Fucking big time.
They'd be
And
leaving shit on the plate.
yeah,
Know what I mean? Like a game's life cycle shouldn't just be a year. Anyway, fuck it.
I was laughing before because Neil Gaiman sounds like a like that's like pause worthy name. You think?
That's what I was going to ask you. What was that David Tennant show that he did? Um,
Good
is it
omens.
called Angels and Demons? Good and Evil? Good Omens.
Good
That's the one. Yeah. I need to watch that shit because I was trying to remember the name of it last night.
Them hits is on
Amazon.
Amazon?
Prime. Yeah.
Yeah. I just needs to get to it.
All right. So we've got some news about the casting for True Detective Night Country. So along with Jodie Foster, we're gonna have John Hawkes, who's from Deadwood. Christopher Eccleston is showing up. Fiona Shaw from Andor. Um, Finn Bennett, who's this young star. Anna Lambie as well from Three Pines. So they all got leading roles in Night Country, which is exciting.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for this. And we've even got a, synopsis now. Yeah, we do. So this is going to be set in Ennis, Alaska, and there's
Annis.
these, yeah, Ennis, these six men that operate in this research station. They just vanish out of nowhere, right? And then Foster comes through with Evangeline Navarro, and they have to confront the darkness they carry in themselves and dig into the haunting truths that lie buried under the eternal ice.
Jesus.
I always think of what's his face. Do you know steam will rise from a dead man's body once you. You know how scared this I used to get about that.
Badly. As soon as the scares come in, like that music changes,
Yeah,
just so like turns his head.
yeah, man. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for this show.
Yeah.
I will be there week to week, watching every week.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for the lineup, and also like it's not Nick Pizzolatto, so I'm a little bit upset about that. But
Yeah.
I am excited that they're continuing on with True Detective
Mm-hmm.
because there's a formula there about the cases they investigate and kind of what happens.
He's I think he's still a producer on the show anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you know he's gonna have his input either way.
true, true. All right. So we got our first little look there at Alejandro Inarritu's Inarritu's
In a redo, yeah.
new film Bardo, which is dropping on Netflix in November.
And this is not the autobiography of the Australian pop group.
No, no. Sophie Monk might have to chill. So this one details this journalist and film documentarian, Silverio, and he just wins this massive international film prize, right? He wins it. He's gonna take a trip back home to Mexico.
You fight Mark Dacascos.
Everything habrá que hey.
Maestra.
So on that trip, he goes through this existential crisis, which goes through his family, his relationships, sex, death, love, and the history of Mexico itself. Um, the shots in this look fucking amazing. Darius Conji is on the ones and twos in this one, lensing the shit out of it. If you don't know who Darius Conji is, he was the DOP on Seven, The Beach. He's done some of the best shit
Did you
that's
do the
kind of come
Revenant
out.
or not?
Sorry?
Did you do the Revenant?
No, he didn't. Hoyter did.
Yeah,
Hoyter
he
van
did
Hoytema.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they stole Nolan's guy.
Yeah, they did.
I was gonna say the way they've shot this, it looks like they've almost fisheyed it with some of the shots as well when it pans around.
Yeah.
It looks fucking cool though, man.
Yeah. It looks like a quality fuck. There's no throwaway shots, it looks like. Everything is shot with intent. So it looks like first unit, like Alejandro was actually there for every shot put into this film. It looks extremely interesting. It kind of reminds me of The Tree of Life in how it shows some of the existential shit that's happening, and how it all ties in. No doubt there'll be like themes and kind of commentary on Mexico. I already seen a shot of the wall and people trying to sort of talk to their loved ones, people moving across borders, pregnant. Uh, there's a lot here, but what I'm sensing the most is Mexican pride, which I'm loving. In the last 5-10 years, there's been a rise in I'm undocumented and I'm proud of it. You know what I mean? Like my parents did the shit to give me opportunity over here in the country that, like, potentially you guys don't care about and you take for granted some of those opportunities. And I'm kind of loving it because it seems so personal.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it looks fucking wild because the guy is kind of going through that trauma or going through that journey.
Yeah.
And it just looks like lucid dreaming. There's a fucking, did you see the
Yeah.
axolotl in the bag?
Yeah.
Looks wild.
What do you call it? I love that shot how the camera's like moving backwards and he's fucking crawling through what looks like a subway and it's just fucking flooded and he's looking for something on the floor there as well.
Yeah, or that shot where it looks like the Mexican soldiers have stormed this castle and it's panning forward, and you see a guy climbing up a ladder. You see people fucking like running at the camera and shit like that.
Yeah.
Almost has that same energy like in The Revenant.
Yeah.
That
True.
was,
I love the.
you go.
Sorry. I was going to say, I love the color palette for this as well. It looks fucking beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I didn't know anything about this. We dropped the synopsis a while back, or that
Where?
when it was coming out.
Where is it coming out? Is it a
Netflix.
streamer? It is a
Yeah.
streamer.
Netflix, yeah.
But it doesn't look like a streaming movie.
So Netflix
Yeah.
just won the best picture off the bat now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it. It looks like it.
There's nothing else that came out this year that could challenge it.
Oh.
Unless
They-
that Butcher's Crossing and all that does some really good things.
I mean,
Yeah.
The Whale.
The Whale, actually, yeah. Yeah, but
The
the Whale, like, is it gonna? It's gonna be more for the acting.
True.
You know what that Butcher's Crossing is about, yeah?
It's the Western with Nick Cage, yeah?
Yeah. You know what they're doing though?
No.
They're killing the buffalo.
Fuck that.
That's what his character's about.
This is the bald Nick Cage movie, yeah?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's what this one's about.
As in, like, where they used to kill the buffalo to fucking push out all the Native Americans?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
That's what he's
wild.
about. That's what his character does.
That's fucked.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
When
didn't
does
hear
this come
anything
out? Did
about
they give a date?
November 18th, I think it drops in cinemas. And I think
Just
Sick.
in time for what's his face?
just in time for
Oscar.
Oscar season.
Oscar close off his February, my friends.
That's it.
and
They're going to be about it. I'm
Yeah.
excited for it, man. I really want to watch it. I enjoyed The Revenant.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot.
Fucking hell. We really are moving into an age where we're watching movies that like seem like movie like cinematic for like the price of $11.99 and shit.
A month. Not per film. A month.
It's wild, man. It's wild. But no. For our last piece of news, so Fangoria released this tweet. And before you even click on the video, you just see a shot of like cinema seats. And then as you hit play, you see this man sit down and it's fucking John Carpenter. And it's still showing John in classic Shia LaBeouf fashion watching all his film in the cinema as well. But then you hear the fucking stomp and the roar of fucking Godzilla. Now, there's just fucking rumors coming out the ass on this one, just saying fucking the John Carpenter Godzilla collabo is gonna fucking happen now, which is unreal. When you think about it, do you reckon they could flip, you know, the Matthew Broderick Godzilla, how it was good Godzilla into evil Godzilla? Do you reckon they could just flip that shit and have a John Carpenter the fuck out?
I
Good
mean,
Godzilla into evil Godzilla.
Yeah, didn't they have good Godzilla and then he dies, then evil Godzilla at the end there in the last half? And they try and take out all the fucking...
No.
that was
maybe
maybe
the
the
cartoon.
babies. But yeah, the cartoon was like because he could control him now.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's weird that was the same characters in the cartoon.
yeah, like that was
Yeah.
Matthew Broderick's character being a badass, to Topolis and shit.
Can't be a badass with that name.
Toppy, I called it.
Fucking hell. And just calling the so sloppy toppy to his face.
Because of your work ethic. That's why I call you Sloppy Toppy.
The fucking thingy. I'm sorry, the greatest fucking movie to animated show is always going to be Men in Black for me. Excellent. But yeah, this sounds fucking cool. Like a John Carpenter Godzilla film is fucking wild when you think about it. Because the fucking shit that he could do with it is crazy. Like a R-rated Godzilla? Fucking
See,
hell.
I,
I'd
I
watch.
almost think if Carpenter did a Godzilla film, it would like the sci-fi in it wouldn't be showing Godzilla that much.
It'd be more the reactions
Yeah.
Yeah,
of Kurt Russell.
Or it
very
would be
true.
developing Godzilla in a lab
Yeah.
and then he breaks out of some shit. I don't know. But it'd be interesting. Fuck, I'd love to see it. John
Yeah.
Carpenter doing a big film like that. When was the last time Carpenter did a film of that like magnitude and size?
Escape from LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. That was like 20 years ago, man. 30 years ago.
I'd almost love to just see him do Escape from Earth.
Can you imagine if that was the thing for this? Like they mask it off as Godzilla, but it is Escape from Earth?
Because Godzilla comes out.
Yeah. Or maybe they pull that Sam Worthington. Remember that movie that Sam Worthington did where he turns into like the merman?
Oh, man.
Sam Worthington did a movie like that?
Yeah, so it's almost like The Fly, where he goes through this secret experiment and then he starts turning into like a fish man.
Yeah. It was on Netflix.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Or even seen a trailer. That's the first time that I'm hearing about that shit.
Yeah, man.
Wild.
Shit. Shit like sounded alright. I'm trying to remember the fucking name of it, but I can't.
That was the
The
one where
Titan.
Titan, yeah, where he goes to another planet, comes back infected.
I think I just wrote that movie off. Just because Sam Worthington just didn't hold that must watch energy with me.
Nah. The only time I've ever seen must watch energy for Sam Worthington was Sabotage. And Sam Worthington does an alright job in Sabotage as well.
Yeah, he's actually pretty good. Actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Also want to watch that Klinsky or whatever movie.
True. Or Man on a Ledge.
I don't even know what that's about. But Sam Worthington was the flavor of the month there for a while.
That movie
Yeah.
is the same as Phone Booth.
Oh.
The same premise, yeah. It's
Okay.
just he's out on a ledge.
Oh, no.
We out here.
And that's it. That's it for our movie news.
Yeah.
Tell us about Reservation Dogs there, Beatty.
All right. So Reservation Dogs this week was it was a really somber, emotional episode. Again, I don't even know if this is the the season finale for it. I swear it was like 8 episodes last season, but I'm glad that we're getting more episodes. This episode was about one of the characters going to prison to visit her dead friend's mum and trying to heal the relationship there. And it ends up being this kind of meditation on believing in your roots basically, and that things can heal regardless of the circumstance. Because in the show, the friend that they're all kind of mourning is like he killed himself. He committed suicide. They found him at their hangout spot. And then a lot of the impetus for the motions of the show and the plot points of the show have been about him. But they don't go into it. Because like they're dodging their grief that way. And they're doing shit so they don't have to kind of lean into it. in this episode, it was about reconnecting because that friend group had kind of been fractured since the start of the season. So this was them repairing it because at the start of the episode, this character gets a time capsule note. Remember how we all did a time capsule in year 7?
Yeah.
Got it back in
Yeah.
year 12. So that note basically is the thing that repairs them. And yeah, so it's almost like he wrote it to his future self, but there was you don't even get to see the note. It's like Reservoir Dogs. And maybe that's the callback to why it's called Reservation Dogs, is because there's grief on the table that isn't being sort of addressed. They don't show it as much. But this season has been like that,
Yeah.
and it's cool because there's also like this scene where they're praying. She's the character is praying with the dead friend's mom in jail, and she says, "Remember that we come from healers, and we come from people that um, cared about community and your soul and stuff like that." It was a beautiful episode. Loved it. Um, Atlanta episode 3 dropped as well.
Yeah.
This was about Paperboy almost being a manager type chaperone slash fucking um, co-signer for these young white kids who are becoming rappers and breaking into the industry.
What was it? The Island Boys, was it?
No, but I think it was commentary on that because
Right.
because he lends his authenticity to their voice or to their image,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they blow up, right? they and he goes to like this seminar thing, and it's about how to make more money than you've ever made and to continue to stay relevant, not just within the black community, because this guy says, like, the streets aren't going to pay you like that. And it's how black people lend authenticity to other, like, white creatives to gain more money or to gain, to stay relevant. And it's crazy because it's like you don't believe in that shit that you're sort of lending your authenticity to.
Hmm.
It's, yeah, it was a wild episode because Paperboy ends up mentoring this kid called Yodel Kid, and he fucking like he yodels in auto tune over trap beats. He's got a fucking cowboy hat on and shit.
It wasn't
And
that kid, is it? That Nathan kid or whatever his name? Mason?
Oh shit. Yeah.
Mason from
He was like yodeling in Walmart. That's how he, like,
oh fuck, I don't know. I have no idea. But he ends up dying,
Oh, shit.
and he ends up winning
Jesus.
a posthumous Grammy award. And Paperboy's there at the Grammys at the end. Fucking hell, it was wild. But you could see Paperboy wasn't happy. Like while he was lending his authenticity, he didn't feel authentic himself. And it's like how many times has that kind of happened over the years where a white person has done something that a black person sort of made and gotten fame off that, and
The
it's not.
biggest example of that is M
Yeah, that's right. Or Elvis.
or Elvis.
It was, yeah, it was a wild episode. The other part of that episode, right, is Ern trying to get D'Angelo and trying to sign him. He waits in this fucking room. It looks like a dungeon for like 4 days. And he has to climb, like crawl through like this little tunnel thing to get to him. And when he's there, you kind of think it's D'Angelo and he's singing and shit like that. You see him from the back, see him making this fucking peanut butter and chicken skin sandwich. And then he turns around, it's not D'Angelo. Yeah. And it shows Earn that, like, relevance, it doesn't matter. Like, that relevance now, if you're a strong act, you will always have relevance.
It's true.
Like, you think about Wu-Tang, you think about Nas. It was like Nas came out with an album every like 5 years.
Yeah.
Outkast hasn't dropped an album in years, but still relevant now. D'Angelo was the perfect example because between Brown Sugar and Voodoo was like, what, 4 years or something?
Nearly.
And then between Voodoo and fucking
Black Messiah.
Black Messiah, it
like
was like
15 years.
15, yeah, ages. But when it dropped,
Yes.
it hit and it fucking exploded. And I think that was the lesson. But as Ern's leaving, because he's like, he realizes that. And he's like, shit, why am I trying to sign all these people and get like rich off that when the art is always going to kind of be there? I think he's kind of realizing that. And then as he's leaving, the guy's like, but you like my voice though. You want to sign me? Fuck. Then we got C, episode 5, which
A nothing episode or
no, this episode was the Travantians storming their little facility there as Bubba Voss, and everyone was kind of holed up. So Bubba Voss basically had to set up like a kill box, where he could dispatch the Travantian soldiers a la 300 and like make their numbers count for nothing. It was wild because
nothing.
and like, you know, there ends up being like a bit of action in that because they're all like taking him out and stuff, and yeah, it was kind of cool. It was nothing in the sense that it didn't move the episode forward, but Bubba Voss at the end of this episode, because it was Jella Morale's little stronghold facility thing. So remember when he gouges Jella's eyes out in that little library section? He ends up burning that the fuck down.
My man.
Bubba going, well, if that had the knowledge to bring about bombs and shit into our world, I'm burning it the fuck down. And Kofu's on board with that shit, but Honey was like, no, and ends up fucking pulling a gun on Kofu. Like, I'll kill you if you don't let me through and stop the burning. Anyways, Bubba Voss comes through, saves the day, basically like takes Honeywell the fuck out of there and says, look, we gotta go. Like, it's burning. There is no saving it now. And then there's a little bit of a fracture between Kofu and Honeywell. But then at the end, Sheva, who is the daughter of Jella Morale, says to Honeywell, there are others. So there must be other facilities around the world, and with that, maybe other either Jella Morales or kids of Jella Morale.
Been a busy man.
He has, man.
Busy man.
This guy was the alpha lion, just inseminating everyone.
All he needs to do is tell bitches he can see. Let me explain these colors. Colors go. A stunt for him would literally be, I'm gonna throw on this movie and have my around town just kicking, because they wouldn't know what the hell's going on. But
Yeah, it was a pretty good episode. I'm excited to where it's kind of leading. I think I think we're halfway now, or got 3 more episodes left.
Probably 3 more. Yeah, I reckon Bubba is just gonna end up being the leader of the Travantians.
I hope so. That seems like a good trajectory for him.
It just makes sense. Like he's been fighting against doing that for all of his life now. Killed his father and brother because of it. It only makes sense that he leads them.
Yeah, the right way.
The right way. Yeah.
So by the end of this episode, Tormata is on the way to Pensa because he actually took all the bombs from the facility before
What
the
was that?
troops went in. So he's gonna go fucking blow them up, and then Harlan actually like turncoat again. He was a double agent, and got his friends to kill the rest of the Travantian troops, and he ends up killing Trover, that chick that he was banging, and then basically saving and staying with Baba Voss and them. Baba Voss wanted to kill that motherfucker too.
Should. Should just out of nowhere. So we got our the next episode of Rings of Power. There wasn't too much movement in this one either. We got what's his face. It looks like there's witch hunters after either Gandalf or Saruman, whichever one he decides he's going to be.
Yep.
What else? The Queen agrees to go to war in Middle Earth,
Yeah.
but only if the King of the Free Man are there.
Yeah. That'll
Yeah.
like it didn't take much convincing. That
No, it
scene
didn't.
where he throws the thing on the table and then you just see it hold it there for a couple of seconds and then he
I know.
comes back and that motherfucker's just in armor.
Where do you get that armor, mate? Is it months later, or like you can't just manufacture armor like they do
It's
now?
just fitted for him as soon as
Exactly.
he washed up.
You see, like, what do you call it? It goes to the other scene, see some guy, I can't wait to wear this armor. You see him just stealing it. What?
Yeah. Isildur got kicked out last episode. He actually gets to make it back this episode.
Yeah.
He is in the horse. What are they called?
Cavalry.
The cavalry. But he is cleaning up the horse shit.
Yes.
It looks like a nice little punishment there from his father.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it looks like they're just generally getting ready to go to war.
Yeah. Was that Sauron?
Where?
Was that androgynous Sauron? I don't know.
What?
The Eminem, Slim Shady, the chick that like goes to go check the crater that Sauron Gandalf fell in.
I think they're like the Sauron's this universe's version of the Witch Kings. You know the Witch Kings?
Yeah.
Yeah, like them. What are they called? Nazgul. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're that version of that.
Yeah. It looked a bit weird.
Dark wizards and
Yeah.
that Sauron gave them the rings. Remember he gave them rings as well. Galadriel's supposed to get
Yeah.
those rings, by the way.
Yeah. I wonder if she falls into a little bit of darkness there. I mean, she kind of
God,
said,
she's too dark now.
I'm always angry.
That's weird. I think they CG'd her face.
Yeah?
Because I seen her in some interview and like her eyes actually move and laugh and whatnot, actually
Yep.
emote. Whereas in this, she's just constantly like this.
Yeah. Got the
And
stone
I
face
don't
on all
move
day.
my bottom lip when I talk. I talk like this all the time because I'm angry. Fuck out of here.
You see on the set when they shoot all the shots, just smiling and laughing. And it's like, fuck, we got to CG it now.
CG those teeth out.
Yeah. The direction that she's receiving isn't right, man.
what?
The direction she's receiving isn't right. Something wrong there.
Yeah, I kind of got shitty with her when she just like volunteered Hellbrand as like, oh yeah, he's gonna go back. Like, bitch, didn't I fucking tell you I'm
Yeah.
staying?
Yeah.
And I'm being a fucking metal worker?
Exactly. That's what I want.
It wasn't like Aragorn who made the choice to put the sword together and pick that shit up. I mean, Elrond kind of like
Elrond
He put
what's
it
his face,
together.
He put it together, but Aragorn still had to make the choice.
that's right, yeah.
What's
And
he gonna
made
do?
the choice for his people.
That's right. All he's gonna do is go into Middle Earth now and die.
Yeah.
And what's his face will become the king. Elendil.
Elendil?
Yeah,
I hope that's the case.
it has to be. Like he has to. He's the only sort of man there with royal blood in him. Pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. What else? Ah, the fucking the guy, the tall man, Saruman or Gandalf.
Yeah.
Gotta find another name for him. The stranger.
Yeah.
Um, he froze the water because he protected them from the wolves and smashed his hand.
Yeah.
His hand was all fucked up, and then he had to freeze his arm, and it froze Nori's arm as well. And then Nori got scared, so I'm not too sure what's going to kind of happen there because everyone's accepted that into the village.
Yeah.
Only
It's
now
true.
for Nori to be like, nah, fuck him off, mate.
Get rid of him.
Yeah.
But he's gonna have to leave anyway. If he brings those witchfinders to him, like that's it. That's a wrap. The jig is
Yeah.
up.
This show looks beautiful, though. There's shots in here, the CG looked like movie shots. And the way they ended this episode felt like a movie. Felt like the end of like one of the fucking Hobbit movies or something.
Yeah.
It's going good.
I'm liking it. And finally, American Gigolo there, B. Did you watch it?
Fucking oath, I watched it. So good, man. I'm gonna just say Rosie O'Donnell, who I didn't realize was Rosie O'Donnell until this episode,
Yeah.
is a fucking powerhouse as Joan
She
Sunday.
is. She is. When she's not doing those stupid bloody talk shows,
Yeah,
she's amazing.
yeah, she was killing it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that her character isn't like so professional that
She's
like she if she knows that's the man that she wants and she's fucking hunting him, she lets him know.
she doesn't play no games.
Nah, she's not nice about it.
That's
I
why
like that.
she's Joan Sunday, right? What's his face? Dragnet is Joe Sunday.
Yeah, but this episode was really good. It goes into that little bit of Julian's past with that chick, his high school girlfriend that
Yeah.
he was trying to sort of get into the world that they're in. Such
That
a
you
weird
find
world.
out. Yeah, you find out dies of a drug overdose, which we didn't get to see.
No, not yet. So
Not
there's got to be other shit surrounding that. I mean, they were at Olga's funeral
Yeah,
and kind of just said, well, I get that feeling of that night when she died.
yeah,
And Olga she didn't die of natural causes. She was killed.
yeah,
Like, he must have an inkling that that chick overdosed,
yeah.
dosed her.
You find out that that chick wasn't really her daughter as well.
Yeah. And also pimped her out.
Yeah, and just groomed her essentially. Disgusting.
Yeah.
And groomed her like as a prostitute, but also as a madam, essentially.
Yeah,
So there's just trauma everywhere.
yeah. All
Like
over
when
the shop.
like when they're saying who was she? Like what do you call her? And it was like boss, um, boss, lover,
Lover.
mom,
Mum, yeah.
bitch.
was-
It's
yeah.
like bad bitch. Like, whoa.
It was crazy. That world is crazy to me. Like I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I'm loving the setting for this world though. Like it's not mainland LA. It's the beach, the coast, the actual Venice sort of setting.
It's the outskirts, B. I
It
love where
really
he's
kind of
living.
it lends itself to that world.
Yeah. I love where he's living.
Yeah.
It's just yeah.
That is the ultimate pad though. Like the bed is central.
Yeah.
That's all that's basically in there is a bed and a couch.
And books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the relationship that's forming between him and his landlord as well. That's pretty cool. Like it's literally like platonic.
Yeah.
And he's like, I like I'll cook for you, I'll,
Yeah,
like, share my weed with you. Like they're
it's
getting
cool.
closer, and that's cool. Like I almost hope they don't fuck it up by like them sleeping together or something like that.
Or her hiring him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, and then by the end, he's going back to work.
Yeah, we got to see old Julian change from Johnny to Julian.
Yeah, it's funny
Crazy.
what he has to do to get into that state, though.
Yeah.
Like when he's normal Johnny,
Mm.
he's like smoking weed, and that's cool because that's like a relaxant.
Yeah.
But for him to get into that kill mode and to be that character,
Mm.
coked up, he's fucking like, he has to rev himself up, like pep talk in the bathroom mirror and shit.
Yeah. The
Put on the clothes.
yeah, the whole talk with him and Wayne Brady about the costume, right? Him feeling like it's a costume is
Yep.
yeah, that's crazy, man.
But what did you take away from the that bit where they're driving?
They're driving.
Yeah, where she first picks him up and then says, "Johnny, do you know how to drive?"
Yeah,
And he's like, "I guess."
I
He's like, "Yes or
can. I
no?"
mean, well, he says he's only 15.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like yes or no.
yeah, yes or no.
Um, it was like it was crazy because I was thinking the exact same thing as Jules. Jules was watching it. It was like, are they just gonna leave that guy in the desert?
They
Tell the
did.
driver to get out and then leave him there.
Yeah, he's probably getting paid, so why not?
I almost think it was about like doing things before you're old enough to do them.
That and sort of taking control. Yeah, like control is a big thing for them.
Yeah,
They want to control everything, or she wants to control everything.
yeah.
Yeah. So teaching him how to do that as well. It's weird that she would do that to him and not to the daughter.
But both was about control. Like she
Yeah.
used that idea of family to control the daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and then they both live with the trauma of like, well, I thought our relationship was based on this, but
Yeah.
actually it's a business. You know what I mean? And when you don't show up and do your job, things happen.
Yeah.
Like Julian got sent to prison. I don't know if that was Olga's fault, but it's just part of that business. Whereas like the new madam kind of realized that we're not family.
No.
I don't have a choice. I have to do these things.
Yeah.
Now she's bitter as fuck.
Yeah. You can
Overall, good
understand
episode,
though,
man.
like her introduction to the world wasn't. She didn't want it. She was essentially graped. Yeah.
Graped?
Yeah, graped.
What's
Don't
that?
say that.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Good. Good looking out there.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where it's gonna go. It looks like they're both investigating the same case. That chick. It's crazy that they're calling her a pedophile, eh?
It's wild when I think about it.
Because like that kid, Colin,
Yeah.
which I think is Julian's son.
I do too.
Like he's consensually given it up, and is really pulling this chick deeper into this world.
Yeah. But it's not about whether or not it's consensual or not.
Yeah, I know, but it's also different, and this show is showing that it's different when it's a man,
Yeah.
and how much more we accept
Yeah.
these things happening.
We perceive it differently.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, just recently, right? So there was a fitness teacher at a school that was molesting There's this male student for the past 3 years or whatever it is.
Mhm.
She got 180 days in like community service, right? Recently, a man over here was in allegedly a consensual relationship with a 17-year-old girl, and they said, "No, you're going to jail for like 5 years." Like the difference is crazy.
Yeah, there is, like, it's weird that we talk about like being equal, both genders being equal in equality and whatnot, but the structure that we live in is not.
No, it's not. Everything is geared towards women. Everything.
Wild. But I'm liking that this show is highlighting that
Yeah.
there's more to that conversation in different situations. So I wanna see kind of how it's resolved, especially from a sex worker's point of view, because the hero of the story is a sex worker.
Yeah. An extremely damaged sex worker.
But I think that's what comes with being a sex worker is the damage.
But I don't know if it's like that if you make the choice to do that, right? He didn't make the choice, B.
Yeah,
He was sold like a slave.
yeah. I can't believe his mother did that.
Fucking disgusting.
That was the wildest shit for me. But that's like the formula for it. Like that mother could see how the fuck like wouldn't you question that? Oh, my son goes over to my neighbor every time her sink is fucked up. You know what I mean? Like
And
get a
comes back
fucking
with
proper
money.
person to go out and fix it, so my son doesn't have to go over there.
Yeah. And comes back with money. He said everyone in the park knew what he was doing to get the money that he needed. It's just the way it was.
Yeah.
Well,
Wild,
yeah.
wild shit. But that is a wrap on everything this week. Catch us on all social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Go check out our website, smokeandmirrorspodcast.com. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Podchaser or Good Pods, wherever you listen to your pods. And love yourself, love movies.
Vape more, smoke less, and wash